Good afternoon. Thank you for those kind words. The members of the head table, Ms. Nirmala Kumari Kanayaka, Director of Education, Javadanapura, Praveen Mahendra, and my dear friend Fatima Sharma. Very happy graduates who will be graduating in a while, and those who have already got their certificates. Congratulations to you. Right. And I want to echo a few points. The former speaker, I was truly impressed by her speech. Thank you very much. It was brilliant. Where is she? It was brilliant. And as she mentioned in her speech, we owe our success to so many. Right? I think this is a moment, as much as you rejoice your achievement, to reflect upon and have that attitude of gratitude to all those who made it possible. If you think you got it on your own, as she mentioned, there are many who really supported. I remember when I was doing my master's at Javadanapura, there was one subject. I had already missed 2 classes. Had I missed one more, I would have lost the chance to do the paper. I had to repeat. I had just got married and I was less than 1 year in my marriage. My wife was not well. She had a doctor's appointment. And I had this class. And if I cut the class, then I had to repeat. But my wife cannot wait because she's not well. Then I got one of my friends to accompany her. Imagine, just less than in 1 year of marriage, and you're asking your wife to see a doctor with a friend. And fortunately, the appointment was a little late, and and I managed to leave the class after the tea break, after. But how much she contributed to my success. So like that, you must have many who have contributed to your success. So always have that attitude of gratitude. Nobody succeeds alone. Even those who make some obstacles, in a way they encourage you to do better. So you always be humble and have that attitude of gratitude. That's my first message. The second message is, how can you stand out now that you are qualified? There are many among you who have got the same qualification. And outside, there may be others who have got the similar qualification. So how do you stand out? I want you to reflect a few minutes on that. I've seen 2 types of people who try to outstand. One, they get themselves confined in their own success, like a framed picture. They're very much into themselves. Well, that works for some, but I think in most of the time, it doesn't work like that. I know of a particular industry, there is a certain qualification, it is very difficult to get. And there was this girl who had got this qualification. There are only limited number of companies of that industry in Sri Lanka. Although she was absolutely qualified, she couldn't work in any single organization. And they are highly paid, highly paid. Why? Because she thought only of herself. Right? And somebody who knows her sent her to me. So then I realized she was only looking at what can I get from this organization before asking what can I give to this organization. That's a good formula for failure. And we today need people who can really work with others. That's a very important skill. The second type of people, they outshine the others by doing something for the others, using your knowledge, skills, and competencies to make a difference to a larger group. When she said what she learned she is using to improve her children, that's an impact. You can choose to what extent you will contribute. Like that ripples that create bigger ripples. So my invitation to you is to be a person who make a difference. In that, what matters is intention. It's not how big what you are doing. It can be a gentle, very small effort. But if it is done with the intention of doing something good, then you will be making a difference. And that's what educated people should be doing. Let me share with you a few examples just to inspire. These days, if you are watching news, you must be seeing how the veterinary surgeons are treating this elephant called Agbo in the jungles. It's a wild elephant. While some are trying to go find better jobs overseas, these veterinary surgeons, they risk their lives, go to the thick of the jungle and treat this wild elephant. I've been watching every update of that series. It's such a fascinating human endeavor. Now that's making a difference. You're not expecting anything from that elephant, isn't it? Right? That's selfless difference. And when you embark on things like that, the satisfaction you get is far more than anything else. I'm sure some of you have seen this story of the forest man of India. This man continued to plant trees in an island in Assam, in a river island, right? The government agency which started replanting gave up, but he did not. All what he did was he kept on planting one tree a day in a very dusty environment. 40 years later, it became a forest. So that's far greater than what you can imagine. He didn't have any qualifications, but he had a good intention. Let me do something and benefit not me, but hundreds of animals who live in that forest now. Because he was moved by some fish who had died because there was no water. This is another fascinating story. This man is called Siadoris from Baravakumbura in Hambantota district. Unfortunately, this is not in main media. I was trying to search this on English, I couldn't. They were relocated in this Hambantota district in a particular area near Baravakumbura. And the irrigation systems couldn't bring water to their land. They kept asking, so the irrigation authorities said, the place that your land is high, so we cannot provide you water. But he knew this land was so fertile. He every day thought, only if I can get water, there'll be a better future. So one day, he walked, and he could see a little valley, which is a couple of kilometers away from that village. He went to the town, bought a new mammoth, fixed a handle, and started digging a canal from there on his own. People in the village thought he was crazy. He didn't care. He continued to dig this canal. Finally, people started seeing the potential. Maybe this will work. So they kept digging, they kept digging. And finally, when they completed, the water started to flow. The land became what it has, the full potential. And now the government calls this initiative Siyaduris project. But unfortunately in Sri Lanka we haven't recognized him yet, so I thought this is a good audience to tell this story. No degree, no graduate, but the intention. Thank you. And something that is very close to my heart. My father, in the 1920s, he started a school in a town called Ingiriya in the Kalutara district, in an ambalama. You know what ambalama is, right? Roadside place where people would stay overnight when they walk on foot or carts those days. He started a school there with enormous difficulties. Government sent a letter saying, it is our considered opinion that this area doesn't need an English school and you don't have the capacity to do such thing, and we request you to stop this nonsense. But he continued, he persevered. This photograph I have put there in the bottom.